Hey y'all, what's good, what's poppin'? So for today's video, we're gonna be doing a makeup type video, but we're gonna be doing something a little different. I know usually when I come on here doing makeup videos, I'm usually doing either reviews or tutorials, and y'all always leave me positive feedback on those videos. I really appreciate it, and y'all really seem to enjoy those. But that being said, I do feel like always doing reviews and tutorials can get a little bit monotonous. And today I just wanted to go ahead and have a little bit of fun, kind of relax, and have a little bit more of a casual, laid back video. Today's video was actually inspired by TikTok. I was just kind of scrolling through and I saw this TikTok where this girl decided to do half a face of 2016 style makeup and then half a face of 2021 style makeup, and I thought that'd be a really interesting video concept, and I really wanted to push myself as well because it's really been a while since I did a dramatic 2016 style makeup look. So if I'm looking a little crazy, a little lopsided, that's why, because that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. If y'all are interested to see that, be sure to stick around till the end of the video. That's what we're going to be doing today. And if y'all enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like down below. Before we get into it though, I do just want to say thank you to all my new and returning subscribers out there. Thank y'all so much for sticking around, constantly supporting my content and helping me to grow my channel. If you are new here and you haven't already, just be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button as well so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this look. Alright y'all, so I'm ready to delve into this look. We're going to be trying out half of my face doing 2016 style makeup and half of my face doing 2021 style makeup. So full disclosure, I'm going to be doing the 2016 side on this side and the 2021 on this side because this side's looking a little better today, and the 2016 makeup is a little bit more full coverage, more flawless. So I do want to do it on this side because I do have a little bit more going on over here that I want to cover up. Also, obviously, because it's different makeup styles, I'm going to be wearing different products on each side, but I did go ahead and apply the same skincare to both sides, and I did prime my face, the whole face, using this Supergoop Mattescreen just because it is summertime. I do like to prime my face during the summer. I don't want my makeup to be sliding off, and this TikTok didn't really touch on primer at all, so I figured I could just go ahead and throw it in here because it wasn't really part of the makeup look either way. But with that out the way, that's all I've got going on that's going to be consistent between both sides. So let's just go ahead and get right into this look. Okay, so we're starting off with brows. Usually, personally, I do complexion first, but that's okay. I can work with this. Now, looking at these brows, I'm already going down memory lane, looking at the 2016 side and looking at those Insta brows. In my personal opinion, we as a collective society, we definitely took Insta brows a little bit too far. I don't like crapping on other people's makeup. There's no right or wrong way to do makeup, but I'm just saying, some of y'all brows was out here looking like the Hollister logo, and I'm just keeping it real. But that being said, I'm not gonna front. I did used to do the Insta brow. Now I might be a little bit biased here. I did use a little bit of a lighter hand and I really think I did kill it, but y'all can be the judge of that. I went ahead and inserted some pictures here of when I used to do that, but that was just a little trip down memory lane because I used to do that all the time, I remember. But I've been rambling, so let's go ahead and get started on the brows. So for the 2021 side, we're gonna keep it real simple. I'm just gonna fluff my brows up with this NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel. All right, and that's literally it for 2021. We're done. So now let's go ahead and do the 2016 side. Now I had to really dig through some of my makeup collection for some of these products because my makeup style definitely is more in line with 2021, but I do have some tools that I can work with to recreate the 2016 style as well. So I had to really look for a brow pencil, but I found one, and I have this Roen Val Brow, and this is in the shade Dark. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in any sparse areas. So I filled my brow in, and she didn't do this in the tutorial, but I do want to just use a little bit of brow gel to kind of set it in place. Now I'm not going to fluff my brow up because in 2016 we weren't necessarily going for fluffy, we were going for like sleek, perfected. So I'm just going to kind of comb everything in place. So I just combed everything in place so nothing's sticking out and it kind of looks like a line. So this brow is definitely giving me Insta brow. This is very 2016. And then this one, you know, the difference is very subtle, but you can see the brows look a lot more fluffy, a lot more natural. I don't hate the 2016 side, but I'm really glad that we've evolved and we're moving on to the 2021 side because that's just so much more my vibe. So for the 2016 side, we're gonna be going in with a full coverage foundation, which I need because as you can see, I do have this spot right here that's peeking through and that's really bothering me. And then on the 2021 side, we're gonna go in with a little bit of a lighter coverage foundation. We're gonna be using a skin tint. So for the 2021 side, we're gonna be using a 2021 foundation favorite of mine. So I'm gonna be going in with the Fenty Eaze Drop, and I have mine here in the shade 10. And then for the 2016 side, for the more full coverage foundation, I'm gonna be going in with this It Cosmetics CC Cream. I have mine here in the shade Neutral Tan. I I do still reach for this from time to time, but obviously now the vibe is a little bit more light coverage, letting your skin really peek through and breathe. So this isn't my first choice to go for a complexion product, but I remember this really used to be my thing. Has really good coverage, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit to the 2016 side, and I'm gonna take this Real Techniques foundation blender and I'm gonna buff it in with that. I'm gonna see how this works, and then if I need to smooth anything out, I'll just go in with a beauty sponge after. I had to turn on a fan because I'm starting to perspire a little bit, so hopefully that's not causing any issues with the audio. But here we've gone ahead and applied the foundation. I feel like I got some foundation in the brow, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the brow pencil again, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fill that in a little bit more, make it look a little bit more thick and bold. We're still not done with the brows. I swear, we was doing so much back in 2016. So now we gotta carve our brows out. I'm gonna be taking this Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Pro Filter Concealer. I'm just gonna get some on the back of my hand like this. And I'm gonna take this e.l.f. concealer brush. It's got a really fine tip that's really good for carving out the brows. I'm just gonna pick some of the concealer up on the brush head, and then I'm just gonna carve out my brows with the concealer. I'm just gonna take my finger and buff out the edges. Alright, so we finally got this side done, brows and complexion, thank gosh. I honestly don't know how we had the time to do our makeup in 2016. This is a commitment, and I only did half my face. We used to do both sides. So I'm just gonna go in with a light layer of my Eaze drop on this side. So I'm gonna shake it up real quick. So I have a real light layer on right now. I'm just gonna buff it in with a beauty sponge. So I have both sides blended in now. I don't know if the difference is gonna come across on camera, but looking in person, this side is definitely a lot more full coverage. Everything looks a lot more smooth over. I don't see really anything peeking through. And then over here, everything just looks a lot more natural. My skin underneath is peeking through. It has been evened out. It does look better. So I love now that in 2021, we are opting for a style that kind of just lets everything peek through, and we're letting our natural skin show. I love that my skin but better vibe that the 2021 side's giving me. And the 2016 side, honestly, just took so much more time and effort. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a time and place it looked good, but I just don't have time to be doing this on the daily. Okay, so here's the part I'm kind of scared of, because I don't know if y'all can see here on camera, but here on the full cover side already, the under eye area is creasing, and I haven't even gone in with concealer. This is just the foundation. Now, I remember everyone in their YouTube tutorials used to do the triangle. Personally, I never did it, but for the sake of following this tutorial, we're just gonna go ahead and follow it and see what happens. So I'm taking that same Fenty concealer that I was using to carve the brows out with, and I'm gonna go in under this eye with a triangle shape. All right, so here's our 2016 triangle, and then for 2021, we're keeping it a lot more natural. We just use a little bit here in the inner corner to kind of brighten everything up. Not part of the tutorial, but I'm going to cover up this blemish just a little bit because I want to correct that while we are here with concealer. It just feels so weird having this much concealer under my eye. Like, I can physically feel it sitting there and I'm uncomfortable. So let me go ahead and just blend that out. Okay, so it looks flawless now. It's not going to look like that in 30 seconds. And I can tell you that already. Oh gosh, it's already starting to crease. Alright, so here on the 2016 side, even after I blended everything out, it's still sitting pretty heavy in the under eye area. I still feel it. I'm gonna buff it out a little bit more just so that I get rid of all those creases real quick, because we are gonna go ahead and go in and set. We do need to set this before it creases, and she does bake in the video. I don't really have a loose setting powder per se, so instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Liss Beauty Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. I'm using mine here in the shade Ambition, which is for medium to tan skin, and it has like a yellow undertone, which I think is really good for baking. It's gonna really give us that bright under eye look. I'm just gonna buff out the concealer one final time, just to get rid of any creases, because I don't wanna set any creasing concealer in place. Once I got a decent amount of powder on the brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and start patting it on. Oof, okay, that felt weird. My under eye went from like feeling super wet, just feeling super dry and tight. Oh my gosh. How can you just wear this out for hours? My eyes have been set for less than a full minute and I'm already uncomfortable. And I still have a whole look to finish. All right, let me stop screaming. Let me just keep going. Okay, so I love how the 2016 side is heavy bronzer and no blush, because that's my 2021 style if I'm being honest. But I do remember, you know, back in the day, 2016, contouring was all the rage and whatnot. I definitely fell trapped to it a little bit. For this side, we got to do a heavy powder bronzer, no blush. I'm taking my Fenty Beauty Stalk'r Instant Warmth Bronzer in the shade Island Ting, and I'm taking it on this Fenty bronzer brush, and we're just gonna go to town. Alright, so I've gone ahead and bronzed up this half of the face with a powder bronzer. So as you can see, our forehead's looking really sculpted, cheeks sculpted. I hit the chin a little bit, ears, neck, all that. And I even tried to hit the nose with a little bit of like a half contour situation. So this is what the side with the powder bronzer looks like. So now I'm going to do this side with the cream bronzer. So I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. Putty bronzer. This is a new favorite of mine. I'm using the shade Honey Drip. And then she was dotting the cream bronzer around her face. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to take this Morphe M173 brush. This is technically a concealer brush, but it has this brush head right here that makes it really nice for like stamping complexion products on. So I'm going to get quite a bit of that here on the brush head, and then I'm just going to kind of stamp the bronzer into the perimeter of my face, kind of like how she had it in the TikTok. And once I have that stamped on, I'm going to take this e.l.f. airbrush stipple brush and just kind of buff that in. Here is this side bronzed up versus this side. So as you can see, 2021, it's a lot more soft and natural. The cream bronzer did still give me some color, some definition. It is still sculpting me out, but it blended in so much more seamlessly. Definitely looks like I'm wearing makeup on this side. This side, if I'm looking really close, I can see a little bit, but it still looks like skin. Everything's still peeking through. I still see freckles and stuff. I do gotta go in with some blush too. So I'm gonna take this Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush. This is in the shade Nude Flush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dot a little bit just right above where I dotted the cream bronzer earlier. And then I'm taking another e.l.f. airbrush stipple brush. I love this brush so much that I have a backup in my collection, and I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that in. I actually really love this formula. It blends super seamlessly and it adds a nice wash of color without being too much. If you're a fan of the Glossier cloud paints, this is a nice drugstore dupe. It literally has the exact same finish. They got a great variety of shades. This shade here, Nude Flush, really reminds me of that shade Dusk they have, and it just gives you a nice natural sun-kissed flush look. So I'm just adding that on top. So here's how the 2016 side looks so far, and here's 2021. All right, let's see what's next. So next is highlight. I don't really use highlight that much anymore, but I used to be such a huge fan. So for the 2021 side, it's more of like a soft, natural glow rather than like a harsh strip of highlight. So I'm gonna be taking this Cover FX, the Perfect Light highlighting powder, and this is in the shade Sunlight, which is their medium shade. I'm gonna take this Real Technique setting brush. I've already got some on the brush head, and I'm just gonna go ahead and like gently tap it on this cheek. I mean, honestly, I really didn't even need to go in with a highlight. I feel like the blush kind of gave this side a natural flush, a natural dew. This highlight in particular has a nice soft glowy finish. It's not like a harsh strip highlighter. It doesn't have any glitter or anything like that. It just gives a nice soft luminosity to the skin. So that's what I went ahead and went with on this side. Now for this side, we're gonna really throw it back. Like I said, I don't even reach for highlighter that much these days. And when I do, it's something a little bit more understated and soft, not like a harsh strip highlighter. So I had to really dig through my collection to find this. But I have this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector here, and I have it in the shade Opal. I used to love this highlighter. This is like my favorite part of my makeup routine. I really like the way that this highlighter catches the light, and I really love the undertone of the shade, specifically Opal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it. It's, oh my gosh, wait, look at that. Now the one thing I don't appreciate about the 2016 highlighter trend is the highlighter streak. The undertone of this one isn't too off from my natural skin tone, so it's not a huge issue, but I do want to buff this out a little bit so it's not as harsh. On to the next step. Okay, so 2016 was all about bold, warm eyeshadows. I'm gonna take this Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadow, and I have mine here in the shade Globe, which is just like a nice warm champagne-y color. I'm gonna go ahead and just tap that on the crease, and then before it sets, I'm just gonna buff it in with my finger, buff out the edges to just give my eyelids a nice warm wash of color. I really love this shadow. It really adds so much depth and dimension to the eye without really having to do anything. So here's the side. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. So now for this side, we're just gonna go ahead and apply some bronzer to the crease. So I'm gonna use the Fenty Stalk'r bronzer I was using earlier for this side. I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to the crease. And I'm gonna take it on this e.l.f. eye crease brush. I'm gonna get rid of most of the excess, and I'm just gonna go ahead and really pat that in the outer crease just to add a little bit of dimension, buff it in along the lash line, and then I'm just going to kind of blend it out into the crease for a little bit of dimension. So here's what it looks like with bronzer in the crease. Not a huge difference, but it did go ahead and add a little bit of definition here and some depth that I didn't have before. So now we're going to go ahead and do the next step. Now for this, she did use a bold black liner for this side, and then she did use a more soft brown liner for this side. I'm going to use the same eyeliner for both sides. I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Infallible Never Fail eyeliner, and this is in the shade black brown, so it's kind of in between. It's not completely black, but it's not like brown either. For this side, I'm going to do a dramatic wing, and then for this side, I'm kind of just going to line the lash line and then kind of just like smoke it out a little bit. So it's not exactly what she did in her TikTok. I'm going to be taking a little bit of creative liberty. So first, I'm going to go ahead and line this side. So I went ahead and lined this side. I tried my best to do a very thin line because I know I have hooded lids. This formula is a little creamy, so I did kind of blend into the eyeshadow a little bit. I feel like it kind of made it look a little muddy, but we're trying our best here. I haven't done 2016 makeup in a while, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and line the lash line on this side, and I'm gonna smoke it out. Okay, so I went ahead and lined the lash line over here and smoked it out a little bit. It's really not a huge difference, but it is there. And I think that's the whole point of makeup in 2021, is it's more about subtle enhancements to what you've already got rather than like a complete transformation. It just makes my eye look a little bit more lifted and awake. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so I actually, full disclosure, have never worn lashes. I have worn mascara in the past before, so I am gonna go ahead and kind of try to achieve the same effect going on here in the video with some mascara. For my mascara, I don't actually usually buy full size. Mascara is one of those beauty products that goes bad really quickly, and I just don't wear that much mascara to where I can justify investing in like a full size mascara. I did have some free samples. So I found this Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Volume Lift and Curl Mascara, and this one's in the shade Cause I'm Black. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to achieve the same effect that she did with lashes, but with mascara instead. So on this side, I'm gonna go full bold and voluminous, and then on this side, I'm mainly just gonna apply some mascara to the outer half. So I did go ahead and rub the excess off on a tissue because I do still want to keep this looking fluffy and natural, but I will go ahead and add like another coat to this side just to really give it that full fake lash effect. So while I'm letting this side set, I'm gonna go ahead and apply just a little bit to the outer corner of this eye. Alright, so here's the difference up close. I don't think it's a huge difference because I already have pretty thick lashes as is, but I did only really apply some to the outer corner of this eye, whereas this eye, I applied it to the whole lash, and I did 2 layers of mascara, so they're looking really thick and fluffy right now. It definitely feels like I got falsies on. My eyelids feel heavy. Alright, let's move on to the next step. How much more do we got to do? Well, I guess this is the last step, so we're just gonna go ahead and finish off with our lips. So for the 2016 side, we were wearing matte lips, and then on the 2020 side, we're gonna go ahead and go in with a gloss. So for the 2016 side, I'm gonna take this Nars Soft Matte Tinted Lip Balm. This is in the shade Brief Encounter. Now this is a new release. I think this came out this year, 2021, but it is a matte lip balm formula. If you're a fan of the Generation G, is that what they're called? Or Generation Z lipsticks from Glossier, you're gonna love these. Nars released a collection this year of 5 nude lip balms, and they have a nice matte finish to them. It has a nice comfortable finish on the lips. It's not gonna leave them dry or crusty at all. So I have mine here in the shade Brief Encounter, which I think is just a perfect my lip but better color. So that's what that looks like on this side. And then for the 2021 side, we got to use something a little bit more glossy. So I'm going to take this Fenty Beauty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm, and this is in the shade Latte Lips. This is another great my lips but better color. This has a nice comfortable glossy finish. This is a lip balm, but it also has pretty strong pigment to it as well, and it really does help to smooth over lip lines and just give you a nice luscious plump lip look. So there's that. So that's actually the completed makeup look, 2016 versus 2021 makeup. So here's the 2016 makeup look, and then here's 2021. Let me know down in the comments, which side do y'all prefer? Do you like the 2021 better? Do you like the 2016 better? But that's where I'm gonna finish off this video. So like I said, today I just wanted to do something fun. I feel like it can get a little bit monotonous to always do reviews, and I don't want y'all to think I'm always on here trying to sell y'all something. I'm really not. I just come on here to have fun. So today I kind of just wanted to try something a little different and mess around with the makeup I already have to try to create this makeup look. Like I said, I was inspired when I was just scrolling through TikTok and I saw that video, and I thought that'd be a really interesting video concept. This is the final result. Let me know know what y'all think down in the comments below, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here because I want to go ahead and wash this off. But yeah, that's the full video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all enjoyed it, be sure to go ahead and leave a thumbs up down below. Let me know down in the comments what you liked about this video, what you disliked, and also be sure to let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions for any future video ideas. Be sure to leave those down in the comments below so I can keep those in mind when I'm sitting down and thinking of things to film. Like I said, if you haven't already, please be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button as well so I can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I should be back shortly with new content. Bye.